Hello, it's Mr. H again, and in this video I'm just going to show you basically what I'm expecting from your warm-ups. I encourage everyone to watch this because your warm-ups will be graded, and I just wanted you to get an idea of what was happening each week. So you'll see that I've navigated to the plans page over here in It's Learning, and I'm going to go down to warm-ups. Now, I want to stress that each day you're going to have like a plan up that is the lesson for that day, and the first slide in there is going to be a slide telling you to do your warm-up. What I'm showing you right now is where you'll be able to turn in your warm-ups. So you come to plans, come down to warm-ups, and right now these are just all test ones that I've made, but basically you just need to pick whichever one goes with the week that you're doing. So weekly warm-up. And you'll get this page. So it says submit your weekly warm-ups for USA Test Prep and your open question here. You can submit it any way you like. Remember that for the USA Test Prep problems, the entire question and all the possible answers should be visible, as well as all work shown. These conditions are not debatable. And then down here you have what I'm calling our open question for the week. So I want to clarify how this is going to go. On A days and B days, you will have USA Test Prep questions to answer. You do not have to log into USA Test Prep to get to them, though, because it's just their question of the day, which in our case relates to algebra. So what you can do to access that is actually back on our overview page. So I'm going to close out of this assignment really quickly just to show you that if you go to your overview page, on our sticky note on the side, you'll notice daily bell ringer or warm-up. And there's a question of the day and there's vocab of the day. And you can just click it. And it opens up what the question is. You can click vocab of the day. It opens up what the vocab of the day is. My expectation for you is that you write down the entire problem. Yes, that means the entire problem and the possible answers. And you say which answer you think is correct and why. So you can't just select an answer and put that down, because on the question of the day in here, it's going to tell you what the right answer is. So you've got to explain your reasoning. If you literally do not know, then you can write, I'm not sure. And that may happen because some of these questions may come from areas in algebra that we haven't explored yet. And we're going to go over the warm-up as a class. But by the time we are done going over that warm-up in class, you should have full work shown for this, and you should have an understanding of whatever this vocabulary word is. So what'll happen is you'll keep track of that. So say you have an A-day class. For now, that means you meet Monday and Thursday, with Wednesday kind of being more of a work on your own sort of day. So what I'm going to do is for Monday and Thursday for A day, you'll have to answer these questions. So that means you'll have 2 questions on Monday, question of the day and vocab of the day. And then you'll have 2 questions on Thursday, which is question of the day and vocab of the day. So that's 4 total, right? Well, on Wednesdays, I'm not going to ask you to do the question of the day because we may not necessarily be meeting, and I don't want to have you do something that I can't go over with you. So instead, again, we'll come back to plans, go down to our warm-ups. On Wednesdays, you're going to do something a little unusual, which is your open question. So every week, you're going to have an open question, and this is what I expect to see done on Wednesday. Every week, you will receive an open question to respond to. This is your opportunity to pause, reflect, and respond through a medium of your choice. Your requirements are simply to take this seriously. So read the question, think about it, relax, and let whatever happens next happen. You can draw, you can paint, you can doodle, you can write a story, you can fill a page with words that come to mind, you can find a video that describes you, etc. So the question for your first week is going to be, what comes to mind when you think of happiness? Put another way of thinking about the question, what comes to mind when you think of things that make you happy? And you are always welcome to go beyond this task. You can write how you feel, you can ask questions, etc. But your assignment for Wednesday is simply to complete this open question. Basically, I want you to kind of get lost in the question and just make something happen. So you should spend a little bit of time on this, but it should not be any source of stress at all, because I literally do not care how you express yourself, so long as it's appropriate. Now, there are instructions for everything I've just said right here. You can click Warm-Ups 2020-2021. It brings up the PowerPoint. This is the same thing I just said, but it's pretty wordy, and that's why I wanted to explain it in a video. And it says, on A days and B days, you will be expected to complete both the question of the day and the vocab of the day from USA Test Prep. You must write down the entire question. I emphasize that again. I'm not yelling. I'm emphasizing. You must show all work. You will find links to both of them above and on the right side of your overview page in It's Learning. So I showed you how to get to them in this video initially from the overview page. I also put a link on this slide for you. If you click that, it takes you to your questions also each day. You will have a separate question to answer each week in addition to the USA Test Prep questions. That's that open question we were just talking about. This is important. The expectation is that you submit your warm-ups on Thursday or Friday, because that would be your last day of class that week. However, they will be due on It's Learning every Saturday. So for consistency for my A-Day and B-Day students, these are going to be due on Saturdays. If you don't turn them in, on Thursday or Friday, when I'd like to see them, I'm not going to penalize you. But if you turn them in on Saturday, that probably means you're behind. Now, if you had to do like some kind of trade-off with another class and that's why you're late, you had some extra stuff to work on, well, again, that's why I'm giving you that extra time. But just know that if it's late beyond Saturday, I'm not going to be very sympathetic, because Saturday is already beyond when I expect to see it anyway. As we complete the warm-ups, I'll add pictures of them to this presentation, and there will be a total of 5 questions per week. In order to submit your warm-ups, you'll do that here. You click Answer Assignment, and you're allowed to add files. So you could type out what you did, which is going to be kind of hard to do, considering some of these questions are going to involve writing. But the biggest thing that you're going to wind up doing probably is add files, and that means you will add pictures of your work that week. And if you were to paint a picture or something for Wednesday, you're going to have to upload a picture of that anyway. There's no way for you to type in what you painted. I need proof of what you did. So that's just a matter of clicking Add Files and uploading your file. So you could just take a picture, and then on whatever device that's on, you can upload it here. And I was going to give you a specific format to follow with your warm-ups. And I am going to show you now kind of what I'm looking for. But basically, I just want them to be neat. So just take a moment to look at this piece of paper with me, and I'll explain kind of what I'm saying. Okay, so you should be able to see this piece of paper now, and we will do some lessons this way. I don't really care how you put your warm-ups on paper. What I do care about is you being messy and me not being able to read them, and you filling a notebook full, skipping pages in between, and making it impossible for me to see what you're doing. So, for example, if this is week 1, perhaps this is Monday. You would have your question, and you would have your vocab. If you choose to write on Wednesday for your open question, you could put that here. But I suspect most people are going to need a whole page. So, what do I recommend you do? It's very simple. Monday. You put your question, fully write it out, and answer it, and take any kind of notes on whatever we go over in class. You put your vocab question, which should be really short. I mean, we're just doing a definition. But again, it'll be relevant to algebra. And then right here, you go ahead and skip, and you put Thursday. And you repeat what you did up there. Question, vocab. Now, if it won't all fit on here, then you would just go to the next page or on the back of this page and continue. That's fine. Or if you're like, hey, I want to keep this neat, then maybe this page is just Monday. The next page is Thursday. And so at the end of the week, you should be turning in an image. If you manage to get both Monday and Thursday on the same page, great. You can give me an image of the whole page. I should be able to read it clearly. And that's fine. And then maybe you just have a separate image of whatever it is you did for your open question that week. Again, remember 5 questions total. And just to clarify, this would be for people on A day. If you're B day, then this would say Tuesday. And this would say Friday. And technically, y'all will have different questions because the question of the day on USA Test Prep is going to change on Tuesday. And it'll be different on Thursday and Friday. And I don't know. I don't really do extra credit, but for maybe like an extra grade, I may give people who want to do the question of the day on Wednesdays that opportunity. It's not required, but just something that I'm thinking about doing. So hopefully this clarifies kind of what I'm looking for. I don't like dictating exactly what your work needs to look like because you're your own person, but it better be neat. I should be able to read it. I should not be questioning the words that are on the page. And when you're doing your open question, always keep it appropriate. I hope you find this helpful. Take care.